channel safety equips.
Hello again and welcome back everybody to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC and today I want to have a little discussion about community. I believe, and this is, I'm going to say my opinion, but probably borderline a lot of people is going to agree with me, is that there is a really big importance of community during a crisis. And what I want to do in this video is really to try and highlight that a strong community bond is going to play a very vital role when it comes to community, because the way that if you do this, you are supporting one another during this crisis, but you're bringing a value of basically mutual aid and shared resources. And I think that's a very powerful message, and one that needs to be explored and kind of talked about. Uh, but I'm going to take a pause for a half a second here. And if you looked at the thumbnail and the tree, allow me to get a little bit of kind of metaphorical, if you will. And the way that I see this tree, and granted, everybody's going to kind of see it different and then have a different take on it. But for me, when I see this tree, that is the prepping community right there. And the way that we have it is that if you look at it, the leaves are the content creators. They are up there. They're out there for everybody to see. They're kind of the face of the community. They're bringing in sunlight, or in this metaphor, they're bringing in information and different life experiences, and they're feeding the tree so it can grow bigger and stronger and better than ever. And then if you go down right below to where nobody sees, that right there is the root system, and that is the people that are not content creators. They're the ones that are digging deep and holding all of this up, right? Because if me and then a lot of you that's watching this that are content creators, without those that watch us and give us that support, what are we doing, right? We're just talking to nobody. And so we all need each other, because the way that that tree relies on the whole thing in order to survive and grow, we all need each other in a community basis of the prepping community. And just like a tree, every little time here and there, a seed happens to fall in that gust of wind and gets carried off until it lands, and a new prepping community thus arises. And that's why doing these online communities is so important, to be able to have that open line of communication to help each other and to share experiences, both good and bad, so that way we can feed off each other and grow together. And really, if you turn on anything, social media, the news, any of the stuff, the increased frequency of all this stuff in the news, the natural disasters, economic turmoil, global crises, all this stuff, right? And the one thing that we need to do when we come together is build that critical skill of resiliency. And we've talked about that before as well. And when we talk about these crises and the impact that it has not only on individuals and families and neighborhoods and communities, it's devastating, right? I mean, it kind of leaves people to where they feel vulnerable and isolated if they're not prepared. And a lot of the things that we can do is we can look back into history. Some of the things are fresh, that happened very, very recently. Some things, it happened a long time ago, but it doesn't mean that we can't take it and still learn from it. So the way I kind of want to kick this off is there needs to be an anchor in the community. Okay, bad things happen all the time, and there needs to be that open invitation of a lifeline in times of trouble. uh, Humans have an innate earning for connection and belonging, right? it's one of those that most people do not like isolation. I know a lot of us joke about it and different things like that, but we're social creatures. We crave the way of being around, the way of communicating, the way to feel wanted and loved, and that connection, that human connection. And it's one of the things that building that community, because there's different levels of relationships. You have just a quick hello passing by that you're friendly from a distance. You have good friendships where you're friendly much closer. And then you have, romantic relationships and best friends, and then a higher level of relationships and things like that. And so to have that to where we can see that it's a need, then we start seeing the practicality of building that support system that you know the community needs, because the stronger the community is, the better it can provide. Okay, you can have it to where during a time of crisis that somebody may need shelter or food, other different resources, even a sense of hope is all they may need. Um, and the way that all these crises kind of transpire, you may have somebody that isn't a prepper, but they're good people, right? Uh, it doesn't mean that we should shut them out. You may have it at the opposite end of the spectrum. Maybe they were prepared. They had food, water, medicine, everything, but just the mental aspect of it, of watching the death and the destruction and people hurt and things like that, they need that sense of hope. They need that shoulder, even if it's just for 5 minutes or the night off or something like that. They just need somebody. Okay. There's different levels of help and support that we can offer, and sometimes we ourselves may need. Now, beyond just the individual, okay, more of a collective of power, there is a mutual aid and a shared resources element that needs to be looked at, because those are the things that most are going to require overcoming hardships and crises. Um, and it's one of those that we can do right now to start building, doing things of where you are volunteering or taking classes or doing just different things, that you can find in your community. um, you can do anything from even just supporting a local farmer or a small business, uh, and if anything, start something yourself. If there literally is nothing out there, you've searched up and down every road, you might be the seed. You might be the one that starts something amazing, and everybody's just waiting for you to step up and just mention it. Just start small. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. Let it develop, right? A big, huge redwood tree started out as a tiny little seed. You've got to just plant it and go and just let it run its course. It'll develop if it's got the right conditions. Um, and it's also one of the things too, I do want to kind of highlight and kind of put a little bit of an emphasis there of, remember, and this goes in with the small seed and everything, small actions can have a significant impact. Okay, whether that is personal, that you are trying to set a goal or do something as a family or as a team, a mag, or anything like that, small little incremental actions can have major outcomes. So don't do the whole thing of, this is too big, I can't do it, and just back away. Take that first step. Uh, and this is where it comes in. Reach out if you're unsure, or reach out if you have questions, or maybe you just need somebody to go, yeah, I've listened to your plan and it's a great plan, do it. So just wanted to throw that out there, because encouragement is, I think, also important, because encouragement allows people to participate when they may not do so. Maybe they have a hesitancy. Maybe they're just not quite sure of their skill level. Maybe they haven't had that person that will give them the encouragement needed to where they can actively join into these classes and groups and different events and things like that. And by not giving that encouragement, especially now in times of peace, you are literally making your community weaker. You are, uh, getting it to where maybe something happens to where you need help. Some form of natural disaster comes by and wrecks your street or your residence by not going out and getting people the encouragement to join, by not sharing the things that and teaching people. Maybe they can't help you now because they missed out on the opportunities to learn and do the things that it's going to need to step up in a time of a crisis and respond. So kind of a double way of thinking about it. And I do want to kind of put out there, though, kind of like I would say a call to action, if you will. Um, there is a choice to be made when it comes to community, and you can have a positive outlook and you can have a positive change and a positive role, or you can have a negative effect and you can take things to where things just turn out bad. There's a lot of challenges in the modern world that we live in right now, whether we see it in social media or on the news or hear it word of mouth or things like that. um, and it's one of those that we need to do what we can to help each other. We're in a community, we are all basically family into this. There's a lot of you that I love and care and respect, and I will probably never get to meet you. I'm trying my hardest to get out, uh, going to different events and different things because I look forward to meeting you, to put a face with a name and to make eye contact and shake your hand and give a hug. But it's one of those that we need to make sure that any opportunity that is there to give somebody a word of advice, to give somebody a word of encouragement, because if you have never, and I'm going to guess that most of you have, but if you've never experienced some sort of hardship or crisis moment, and that sense of just absolute isolation, that everything just doesn't seem that it's going to work out, you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, just that whole sense of um, just impending doom. And when we can rally around and we can build a strong community, then we give a better sense of encouragement, a better sense of belonging, to build up that support system to have a much stronger and more resilient community. Um, and I kind of want to, I guess, end all of this and wind it down uh, by hopefully giving you a sense of hope that you don't have to have that doom and gloom mentality. No, you're not going to have sunshine and roses in an SHTF situation, but I don't think it can be the most dark Hollywood movie scene that you've ever watched on TV. I think certain people will experience it easier. Certain people, it's going to be very, very rough. I would say for probably a majority of people, it's going to be somewhere in between. So to have that to where maybe this will give you a little bit of inspiration to take some action, to contribute however you can, whether it is in a live stream or leave a comment or going in and doing anything that you can online, in person, take a class, uh, volunteer, do something so that way you are contributing to your community. You're building it up. And even if you're one of those people that you just, maybe you're more introverted and you don't want to get out into the real world quite yet, build up your online community. Okay. There's a plenty of people that you can talk to on the internet. That a lot of them I trust. Yes, you have to be very, very careful about trolls and fake people and liars and all that. But stop into my live stream or um, anybody's Prepping with Sarge, Hudson Valley, Vision, okay, Orlando Prepper, any of those guys. They all have amazing live streams to where you will have it that when you come in and you say hello, every single one of them is going to, tell you hi. You're going to get inundated with everybody just super excited that you're there and you're participating and all that. So uh, just hopefully, the right person will hear this and see this, and they will come out of their shell. They're going to take this as the opportunity to come out and share your experience. You have lived through something, you have learned something, you have something to share. Whether you think you do or you don't, you may be super shy to where you think that if I say something, they're going to call me dumb and all this. No, it's not going to happen. Okay, at least I'm not in my chats. I don't allow that stuff to happen. So hopefully this message got out to the right person that needs to hear it. For the rest of you, keep doing an amazing job. You guys are awesome. I thank each and every one of you for the kindness and support that you give me, and I do my very best to bring you uh, all the content that I can that hopefully will help you. So with that, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope you have a blessed day. Stay tuned because there's more information to come, and with that, remain united because we're all prepping in this together.